What up, family? You already know what time it is. It is I Can't Make This Shit Up. And this is the weekend extended edition. I'm going to make it very clear. In order to watch this full 15-minute video, you will have to go to my YouTube channel. I will post bits of it here as well as bits of it on my Instagram account. But to watch the full I Can't Make This Shit Up extended version, you're going to have to go on my YouTube channel. You all know by now, I've been blocked from my main page. TikTok is on that BS. We already know. I'm working on it. But if I can't do anything, I'm blocked from that page until the 26th. My hope is that you all will continue to share this, that you will comment, and that you will follow this page and suggest other people do the same. I love you, and without further ado, here we go. All right, family. So the first story is obviously going to be about the Haitian migrants at the border. Honey, unless you've been living under a rock, I know by now you done heard the news reports. You done seen the videos of folks in the water under the bridge, white men on horseback with lassos or whips or whatever the hell you want to call them. And even as recent as an hour ago, child, all of those folks are completely gone. Yeah, you heard me. There is not a single soul, honey. There are no traces of these Haitians or any immigrant having ever been under that bridge. Honey, I ain't never seen America work so swiftly with another country, especially Mexico. Oh, but baby, when it came to black folks, honey, they worked in record speed, okay? Them black folks came to this country using the same routes that Latin folks used to infiltrate our borders on a daily basis. But I'm just saying. I do got a problem with this here, though. Because it was only estimated to be approximately 15,000 people. And according to one of the reports that I posted, it was actually more like 14,200. And I just feel it's really suspicious that this numbers right here exactly calculates to 15,000. And this is how I'm feeling about the shit. Moving on to the next story. Child, I tell you no lie, I was watching The View live when this whole debacle unfolded. And I was already disgusted with the show and the conversations they were having, specifically surrounding the coronavirus and the vaccine. You don't believe me in my receipts. And when I tell y'all I was the first person, I'm talking about I was literally tweeting the shit that was happening as it was happening. The first to break it. But I ain't got a blue check, so ain't nobody checking for me. Anywho, here's what happened.
Off for a second. Okay.
Anna and
we're going to bring you
Sunny
back later.
have to leave.
Yeah. Yes, back later.
Have to leave.
Yeah. Yes.
And we'll tell you why.
More information later. It's a tease.
We'll tell you why in a couple of minutes. So shall I introduce the Vice President?
Yes.
Okay. So, Vice President, no.
Nope.
Okay. Shall we dance? Let's do a tap dance. Since this is going to be a major news story any minute now, what happened is that Sunny and Anna both apparently tested positive for COVID. No matter how hard we try, these things happen. They probably have a breakthrough case, and they'll be okay, I'm sure, because they're both vaccinated up the wazoo. A lot of vaccines. So
now let me be clear. I definitely hope that they're, well and, everything is everything. But with that being said, if you want to know why I was pissed off about the conversation they were having prior to this whole, discovery, it had a lot to do with the fact that, Joy was really condemning unvaccinated people, even going so far as to say she thinks doctors and hospitals ought to basically turn unvaccinated people around, like refuse them service. And I'm like, seriously, Joy? Even Sarah went on the record to basically say that she felt like maybe the insurance companies should either deny them insurance coverage or make their premiums go up because they choose not to get the vaccine. So the whole conversation was just rubbing me all the way wrong. And baby, let me tell you something. Karma's a bitch. But then when it was Anna's turn, this is what she said.
But there's There's one thing that is not confusing. The numbers. The numbers don't lie. Science is evolving. What is not evolving are the numbers that we're seeing at other hospitals. 92% of deaths are people who are unvaccinated. Yes. 93% of hospitalizations are people who are unvaccinated. 95% of cases are people who are unvaccinated. So forget Ron DeSantis, forget his new Surgeon General, forget Joe Biden, look at the numbers. Yeah. They're not lying. These are the facts. Get your vaccine.
Child, I had to point that video out to y'all because if you've been on any of my lives before, you will know how I feel about that whole numbers don't lie bullshit. Child, people make up numbers and numbers lie because people lie. It's simple. Moving on to the next story. Here we go. And child, I straight up can't make this shit up. Watch this.
In the appeal, he lists 14 specific issues, including the district's court's refusal to change venues, denying his motion for a continuance or a new trial, alleged abuse of discretion, judge for not sequestering jurors, and many other items as well. Meanwhile, Chauvin also faces federal charges for violating Floyd's civil rights when he knelt on his neck for about 9.5 minutes as Floyd was face down on the pavement. Today's appeal comes as Chauvin has pleaded not guilty to charges of violating the civil rights of a teenager in a separate case in 2017 that involved restraint similar to the one he used on Floyd. We'll, of course, have continuing coverage of this developing story.
Now, I just had to come in and fill in a couple of things for you all. So apparently this jackass has a fool for a client himself because no attorney, including a public defender, will take up his case. That's what they report, y'all. And do you blame them? I don't. All right, y'all. So now we switching gears. And all I'm going to say is he just pathetic. Here's the video.
A local college professor is charged with a hate crime, accused of spitting on a black woman and yelling racial slurs at the woman and her 7-year-old daughter. Prosecutors say Alberto Friedman also hit the gas in his Jaguar and tried to run over the woman in the parking lot of this jewel store in Oak Park. In court documents, prosecutors say Friedman spit in the victim's face and told the victim he spit on her because he doesn't like black people. According to Friedman's LinkedIn profile, he teaches at the National University of Health Sciences.
So y'all had to show his face again. And I know as parents, we are supposed to be an example. But baby, getting treated like that and then getting spit in my face in front of my child and then almost run down, baby, I would have had to be an example of whooping that man's. I'm going to keep it clean. Oh, I would have been an example, all right. I would have showed that child a real good example. Woo, my blood pressure. Who, child, I'm going to call them Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Baby, if you ain't seen the video, here it come.
Seemingly normal start for this preschool classroom quickly turned chaotic. Former teacher James Cialino had been watching 10 kids in his class back in June when a 4-year-old girl left the room with another class. Jennifer Miller, the teacher of the other class, brings the child back into Cialino's classroom and then he pushes her to the ground. Miller watched it all happen and proceeds to shut the door and leave.
The video itself has all the truth it needs in it. So as soon as you watch that or as soon as you see that, you know immediately what has to be done.
Director Lisa McMillian says a third teacher, seen in the red shirt, came into the classroom after the little girl got pushed to the ground. That teacher was not involved in this incident. Cialino then took the little girl to McMillian's office.
You just know something is not right with that cry. As a mom, you know when something is not right. As a director, I know all of those children and I know how they cry.
McMillian says she immediately pulled the surveillance video, fired the two teachers, reported the incident to police, as well as the little girl's family.
What the hell is this? I cried. I couldn't hold it. It was so heartbroken.
3 months later, the family is still struggling to forget the incident.
The guy just pushed her away like an animal, a little baby who knows nothing, who all she knows in life is just to play, eat, and sleep. You push her down on her chest, and she's lying down crying, and you are still doing what you were doing. What a heartless man.
Both employees have been fired. Police have also charged Ciolino with assault and child endangerment. Miller is also charged with child endangerment.
So y'all know how they like to make examples of people, right? Well, this idiot right here, baby, yeah, watch this.
A Louisiana state trooper has been indicted in the beating of Aaron Bowman. Good evening to you. I'm Jennifer Andrews. Body cam video shows Jacob Brown hitting Bowman in the head with a flashlight 18 times in 2019. Tyler Englander joins us now. And Tyler, what is his attorney saying about this?
Jennifer, this indictment out of the Western District of Louisiana charges Brown with a single count of deprivation of rights under color of law. If convicted, Brown faces a maximum of 10 years in prison. Aaron Bowman's attorney says this is just the first step toward justice. In May of 2019, the sounds of pain and fear rippled across a Monroe neighborhood as Aaron Bowman was beaten by Louisiana State Trooper Jacob Brown. Nearly 2 years later for Bowman, the only emotion heard was one of happiness.
As soon as I called him and I informed him of what happened with Jacob Brown, he cried and cried, tears of joy. There was an outburst of crying on the telephone at that time because he said, finally, I believe that I will truly see justice. Finally.
Body camera footage shows Brown striking Bowman with a flashlight 18 times in approximately 24 seconds. Smiley says none of this would have been possible without the help of a whistleblower employed by LSP.
I know Aaron expresses daily his gratitude for him because he obviously did not have to do that, but he believed in justice so much that he was willing to put everything on the line for Aaron.
Bank Smiley wants to caution that today's step in the right direction is only that, a step. It's not a conviction, and she's still waiting for other officers to be charged.
That was probably my first question that I asked the investigators when FBI gave me that initial call was that, hey, I'm grateful for this, but what are we doing moving forward? What about the other officers and those who covered it up and those who did nothing?
Bank Smiley says the fight is about more than Aaron Bowman. It's about ending police brutality.
And that is why we are going to continue to push our way through this. We're going to continue to fight so that the structural issues, such that what's going on with LSP and other police agencies stops.
Brown is also involved in at least 2 other excessive use of force incidents. We're waiting to see if the federal government will issue indictments in those cases. Jennifer?
And last but not least, these are subjects that also are very important. And so I needed to shine a light on this as well in the I Can't Make This Shit Up series. Extended edition. Watch this video.
But it also takes all of our attention. The news turns to it, police officers, the FBI, everybody does everything possible when a white woman goes missing.
Dr. Kay Wise Whitehead is talking about what's come to be known as the missing white woman syndrome. She's the founder and director of the Carson Institute for Race, Peace, and Social Justice at Loyola University of Maryland.
Truly, I want them to be found. My concern is that we don't have the same type of interest, attention, outlook, commitment when black girls and women go missing.
Whitehead says it goes back to slavery.
White women were put on the pedestal. They were better than. They were perfect. They were what everyone aspired to be. Everyone aspired to have. It's the reason why black men and boys were lynched, because they were thought to have whistled at or even spoken to a white woman. It's why when we were down south doing Jim Crow, we had to get off the sidewalk and stand in the curb for a white woman to make her way down the block. There's something about white women being lifted up and everyone else being crushed in the process. I think it's a lingering on of what happened during slavery. Still about the focus on white women. It's about who is beautiful, who is valued, who is important. And
it's not just women and girls. The mother of missing Illinois State University graduate student Jelani Day says she isn't arguing Gabby Petito deserves less, but her son deserves more. He went missing August 24th. deserves more. He went missing August 24th. And then there's the case of 24-year-old geologist Daniel Robinson, who went missing on June 23rd. He was last seen in Arizona. His case is just now gaining media attention.
We're not going to stop. We're going to try to spread the word as far as we can. And I had to find my child.
Whitehead says this is a moment of tension where society can learn and have better outcomes.
That Black women and girls are being missed. And if they go online, they can find the names and pictures of hundreds of Black girls all over the country and young Black women whose families are crying out for them. My hope is that we pay the same type of attention.
To find out more about the disparities, check out the Black and Missing Foundation. You can find a link on our website. Lisa Robinson, WBAL TV 11 News.
A sad update in the disappearance of Jelani Day. A county coroner in Illinois confirmed a body found in the Illinois River on September 4th was the missing graduate student. His cause of death is not known at this time. Day was last seen August 24th. He attended Illinois State University and was reported missing after he did not show up for class for several days. Day's family released a statement saying their hearts are broken and they will search for answers to find out what happened to Jelani.
Now, I know some of y'all watching this like, yo, you said you were only going to cover 5 stories. Well, I got carried away, and I did tell y'all that this was I Can't Make This Shit Up Extended Edition. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave your comments. Which stories did you like? What type of content would you like for me to cover? Are there any particular stories that you know of that you would want to see me cover? I mean, you can go ahead and leave those answers in the comments for me. Do me a big favor. You guys show me so much love. Share, share, share. Like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. See you soon, babes. Peace.
The concern is that we don't